All right, how are you doing today? How are you all doing today, guys? Okay, we're gonna start today. We have an amazing game. Today is the night of the champions against Celtic the Glasgow, which is great because I'm looking forward to start the good games. I want to watch the super games of the champions, and of course, the group stage is not great though, but I think that it's good enough for us to have the opportunity to watch very good games, which is good. But before we start with the champions and all this stuff, let me tell you that we have a bunch of news we have to talk about. And the first one, as you can see, is this one here. All right, so here we go. Eden Hazard, the Lucas Vazquez during Betis game, always the same substitutions. And when I say caught red-handed, it is because Eden Hazard was caught red-handed and in a very bad way, something that probably Carlo Ancelotti is not okay with, because this is the same situation when I still recall the Isco Alarcón. It was in a El Clásico like 2 years ago, FC Barcelona R.Madrid. In the Camp Nou, he was on the bench and he said something like he's not counting on me. I mean, he won't count on me, and he won't put me on the pitch. And somehow that really bothered to Zidane, to the point that Zidane never relied again on Isco Alarcón. So that was a kind of his sentence in Madrid. So this can happen again to Eden Hazard and Real Madrid. So if Carlo Ancelotti is really annoyed by this phrase, by these words from Eden Hazard, which is in my opinion something really normal when you don't play, when you don't have the opportunity to play, I don't know what is going to happen, but let me tell you, Carlo Ancelotti has been insisting in all the press conferences, in every single press conference, Eden Hazard will have a more important role this year. But after this phrase, man, after these words, I don't know what is going to happen with Eden Hazard, but I'm not quite optimistic regarding to the Belgian players. So let's wait and see what happens. I don't know, man, but this is not going to be good for him. I'm pretty sure of that. Because every time a Real Madrid player is caught red-handed in situations like this, I don't know, man. I don't know what can happen. Yeah, that's why all the players out there are just covering the mouth when they are going to say something, because you never know. You never know. Okay, so now we're going with Kylian Mbappe, because yesterday was the press conference of PSG. And let me show you something. He was asked about the project he was promised with when he was going to extend his contract with PSG, and this is what he responded. So he was out there in the press conference asking questions and stuff like that, and then one question came up saying, so is the current situation of PSG, or matches this situation of PSG to the project you were promised with when, or at the moment you were going to extend your contract? And his response was, okay, this is not the place nor the moment. We're here to talk about champions. It's better if we talk about a game of a champions game or match or whatever you want to call it. So hey, he basically tried to slip off the question. He tried to say, or he tried not to answer the question, because of course it is a very awkward situation when you know that everybody is speculating with the idea that you were ripped off, and especially because all the players Kylian Mbappe wanted aboard of PSG this season, I mean, none of them came in, right? For example, Tchouaméni, it was a petition of the player to Al Khelaifi, but he couldn't, right? Because Tchouaméni wanted to play in Real Madrid. That's number one. Number two is Zinedine Zidane was supposed to be on the bench of PSG, but it didn't happen. And then Luis Campos was supposed to have all the power in the sporting direction department, but he doesn't, because Antero Enrique is sharing this task, right? So right now within PSG there are a lot of things going on, and not all of them are beloved by Kylian Mbappe, right? Kylian Mbappe is not okay with all of them. Actually, I'd say, I mean, it's just probably because he's scoring a little bit more right now in the project, and I mean, on the field the things are, you know, coming together. It's okay, but project-wise, PSG is far away where he thought it was going to be back in the day, back in August, right? Back in July when he extended his contract. So I don't know what is going to happen, man, but I'm not very optimistic towards the future of Kylian Mbappe in PSG. So let's see how these things go down, but I don't know. Yeah, and the other thing he talked about, it was the controversy with Paul Pogba and the witch doctor, and all the things that have happened over the last days. Let me share with you all what happened. So for the first time, Kylian Mbappe was asked about this. Was asked about the witch doctor, Paul Pogba, and all the stuff. And his response was basically, so Paul Pogba called me, okay, to explain every single thing. So he called me, he gave me his own version, his own thoughts, argument, whatever you want to call it, of the facts, and I'm gonna give him a chance, the confidence to my partner, to my teammate of the national team. So he's gonna trust him for this time, but my opinion is he is posing. Why I'm thinking this? It is pretty simple. I mean, there is a video there circulating all over the national team of France. Everybody has seen it apparently, and yes, it is confirming Paul Pogba did what he is supposed to did, right? All the things that happened regarding to the witch doctor and all the stuff, apparently all that is true, right? All that is true. So to me, Kylian Mbappe was trying to dissimulate a little bit in front of the press, but within the national team of France, I think it's a very different story. He's very upset with the player, with Paul Pogba, and I'm not quite sure he's going to forgive him. So let's see what happens, but in the future, probably in the next game, we will see what the relationship is look like right now. I don't know, man. I don't really trust Kylian Mbappe. Honestly, I do not. I might be wrong though, but I'm not quite sure about him. Not quite sure, no. Not very sure about it. I don't know what is your opinion about this, but my opinion, it's pretty clear at this point. Pretty clear. Yeah. All right. Next one. Next one is right here. Look at this. I'm gonna zoom in so y'all can read this stuff. Look. Yeah, it's about Tchouaméni and the story behind the curtains, behind the stage, according to Fabrizio Romano. But let me tell you something. This is something Jose Felix Diaz revealed in my channel during the streaming thing. And he said Jurgen Klopp even flew all the way to Monaco to try to convince Tchouaméni to sign for Liverpool, offering him every single thing that he wanted, but was rejected by Tchouaméni multiple times because Tchouaméni was aware that right after the drama, right after the disappointment of R.Madrid with Kylian Mbappe and all the things that happened, he was very aware R.Madrid could reactivate his signing and really quick, right? So he decided to stay, he decided to wait for R.Madrid and said no to Liverpool. He said no to Jurgen Klopp because he was pretty sure at some point Real Madrid was going to show up again and was going to be there to sign a contract with him. So he preferred to wait a little bit more and wait for Real Madrid, and that's why all those Madridistas, we are in love of this guy, because it's not only the super performances he's having right now, he's having so far in Real Madrid, but also the Madridista that he is. He's a real Madridista, and it's not only because of this, but just because, as you saw yesterday, he has a big picture of the Real Madrid 1950s champions back in the day. A big picture in the wall of his personal gym. So that makes him one of the best Madridista players that I have seen in my life. So let's see how the things go down for this guy. But to me, he's gonna be great. And that's why, or this is the real story behind his signing for Real Madrid. A story of saying no to one of the biggest clubs in Europe, which is Liverpool. And of course, one of the biggest coaches in Europe, which is Jurgen Klopp. Oh, it's just amazing, man. That is just amazing. And yeah, I still have some more stuff for y'all because, as you know, yesterday it was a great day in terms of non-US passports, in terms of Vinicius Jr., just because he became a Spaniard. He got the double nationality. I mean, now he has the Spanish passport, which is great for Real Madrid. It's not good, it's great just because now Vinicius Jr. can play, and Vinicius Tobias as well. He also can play in La Liga games, which is great because he is no longer, Vinicius Jr. is no longer occupying a spot as a non-EU citizen, right? So he's a Spaniard. He's basically Spaniard, right? So yeah, the greatest news yesterday came out from Vinicius Jr. because we learned he's already Spaniard. He already has his Spanish passport, which is great because, like I said, now Vinicius Tobias can be included in La Liga games, and of course that is awesome for Carlo Ancelotti because now he can count of the Brazilian right back, because as you know, he's been one of the best players during the preseason, and I know that Carlo Ancelotti was looking forward to include this guy. So now that Vinicius Jr. is no longer a Brazilian player in the starting 11 of Real Madrid, we can include both guys in the squad list, which is great for Real Madrid. And after 4 years, man, after 4 years, I think that it has been well deserved for the Brazilian player, and it's very good news. It's actually the best news for all los Madridistas, and of course also for Vinicius Jr. as well, because now we can widen a little bit more the range of players that can be utilized by Carlo Ancelotti in the starting 11 and also in the squad list. So let's see what happens. Let's see if Carlo Ancelotti wants to count on him a little bit more. I'm referring to Vinicius Tobias. I think that he will. And let's see, man, because this is great. Now we're waiting for the next ones, who are Militao and Rodrigo Goes. So it's about of time. It's a matter of time. And probably I'd say by Christmas, they will have the Spanish passports as well. So that is just awesome. Oh, and now let me share with you all the squad list for Celtic de Glasgow, because it came out last night. There you go. Here we go. So we have it right here, and this is the squad list against Celtic de Glasgow. Let me zoom in so you all can see it. There you go. So we have Courtois, Lunin, and Luis Lopez. Defenders: Carvajal, Eder Militao, Alaba, Nacho, Rudiger, and Ferland. Midfielders: Kroos, Modric, Camavinga, Fede Valverde, Lucas Vázquez, Tchouaméni, and Dani Ceballos. Forwards: for Hazard, Benzema, Asensio, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and Mariano. So that is the squad list against Celtic de Glasgow, and we are hoping for them to win tonight so we can get the 3 points in the first game of the Champions, in the first game of the group stage. And let's see if the things go down in the same way than in La Liga, because we have had like 4 games, 4 wins in a row, 4 wins out of 4 games out of 12 possible points. So we have had an amazing beginning of La Liga, and hopefully it's the same thing for the Champions. I think that we're ready to go. We are prepared for everything, and we are the team to be beaten by every single other team in Europe. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we can win tonight and we have an amazing and awesome game, and we can enjoy again the Champions, because it's the best competition so far and right now in Europe. So let's see what happens. And yeah, talking about that game against Celtic de Glasgow, let me tell y'all there are some rumors and speculations regarding to the possible starting 11 for tonight, and in that starting 11 we might see something really interesting. Let me share with you all where I saw it, because I had the tweet right here. Yeah, no, it's not this one. Let me find out where is that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Fede Valverde and Tony Rudiger might be in the starting 11 against Celtic de Glasgow, and the reason for that is because rotations. As you know, Ancelotti is doing a bunch of rotations this year just because we have the World Cup, and of course the players have to be dosified so they cannot store more and more minutes and they get tired and injured and all the stuff. So Carlo Ancelotti is doing a great job in terms of rotations, because as you know, every single game we are seeing new faces in the starting 11, and apparently, according to Cadena Cope, Valverde and Rudiger will be there. Valverde might be in the midfield of Real Madrid and Rudiger might be in the defense. So let's see what happens. To me, whoever plays today, whoever is featured in the start 11 is going to be great, and I'm pretty sure that we have power enough to win this game. So let's see what happens. I mean, Celtic is not the strongest rival we are going to come across this year. We are going to stumble across this year. So let's see what happens. But to me, it should be not an easy win, but of course, a more or less, a good win for us. Yeah, and the other thing I had to talk about is the news from El Chiringuito, because Pedrerol said something really interesting that I wanted to share with y'all. So you have an amazing beginning of the day, cause this. Look. So Pedrerol said the other day, within Real Madrid, within the board members, especially Florentino Perez and Jose Angel Sanchez, they think, they suspect Erling Haaland has a release clausule in Manchester City, but is not confirmed yet. Let me tell you something. Giacomo Jacobellis told me like a couple weeks ago, for all the players that used to work with Mino Raiola in all their contracts, in all their deals with their new teams, it was included in every single contract. A release clause was included in every single contract, which means that every time, in every single player, right? Mino Raiola, it was the way he worked in the past, right? So for Haaland, shouldn't be an exception, shouldn't be any different, right? So he should have a release clause in his Manchester City contract. So let's see, because if so, that would be great for Real Madrid and that would be great for Los Madridistas, because that would be way easier to sign. That would be a way easier to sign the Norwegian player for Real Madrid, because if he had not a release clause or something, that would be way more complicated. But if he does, to me, it's gotta be great, because you only have to pay the money that it says, like for example, 150, 200 million, whatever it is. So let's see, but I think that Erling Haaland does have a release clause in his contract. I don't know, man, but that'd be great. If that happens, well, that'd be awesome, because that'd be way easier to have them to have him aboard. In my opinion, is, well, as you can imagine, that'd be awesome. Matthew Cardosa, good content, keep it up, R.Madrid, that's right. And Nathaniel Opoku, do you think Arribas from Castilla should get more playing time this season? I'm not quite sure, man, but he might, right? He might, but we will have to wait a little bit more and see if this guy will have the confidence from Carlo Ancelotti, because I'm not quite sure about it. As you know, all the Castilla Real Madrid players, all the Castilla players, some people in Spain are all the time telling us the same, and it is Real Madrid Castilla players and any other Spaniard players are well underneath of the top level European players, right? For example, if you have the Tchouaméni or Camavinga on one hand and you have a Spaniard player in the other hand, a Spanish player in the other hand, normally what will happen is the European player, for example, Tchouaméni in this case or Camavinga in this case, are way ahead of the Spanish guys, of the Spaniard guys. So I'm not quite sure about it, and honestly, I don't think that is going to happen. So let's see. We will have to wait a little bit more. Probably Carlo Ancelotti wants to count on more Real Madrid Castilla players, but I'm not quite sure about it. So we will have to wait and see if Carlo Ancelotti spots a Real Madrid Castilla player that really likes or something like that, but I'm not quite sure about it, and I wouldn't expect anything from Real Madrid Castilla. It may happen, but we will have to wait a little bit more. Let me double check if I did something okay. All right. Yeah, I am uploading all the content to Real Madrid Hub so y'all can enjoy the content, because it's not about the streaming that I'm doing right now, but also if y'all are getting late or coming in late or whatever, you will have the same content, right? Same thing, same content right here with me. So that's why I'm all the time like uploading the content. And of course, if y'all want to ask me something about it, guys, just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. There's no reason for y'all to be shy. Come on. Matthew Cardosa, what's the deal with Real Madrid trying to sign Jude Bellingham? I don't see anything special. Could you explain that to me? Yeah, I mean, Jude Bellingham is one of the biggest or best promising players, rising stars in the soccer spectrum in Europe right now. And let me tell you, it's a great, I mean, that'd be a great deal. Jude Bellingham is a very good, one of the best, arguably one of the best midfielders in the world right now. So apparently Real Madrid, this is just information out of Jose Felix Diaz that he told me in one of the streamings that I had in my Spanish channel, and he told me Real Madrid apparently had a kind of conversation with Jude Bellingham like back in summer or something like that. They were talking about the possibility for him to sign for Real Madrid, but not for this year, but for next year, right? And he agreed with Real Madrid to wait for one more year and say, okay, I'll keep playing for Borussia Dortmund one more year, and I'll wait for y'all for the next year to come to me and sign to me and all the stuff. But then Liverpool showed up and tried to sign Jude Bellingham this summer, right? So it is not for sure 100% Real Madrid will sign the player for next year. I mean, if he decides to go ahead and sign for Liverpool, say in Christmas, Real Madrid will forget about him, right? It's not the kind of player you are looking forward to sign to, or you are in a rush or something for signing him. But Real Madrid is not in love with the player, but if they have a chance, if they have the possibility to sign the player, they will. They will, right? So we still don't know what is going to happen, but apparently Real Madrid has some kind of interest in the player. So let's see how the things go down, and I'll let you know. Okay, I'll keep you posted. Okay, is there any other question you want to ask me? I'm gonna call Real Madrid and ask for a press pass for this year. I'm gonna try to be in the training field. I'm gonna try to be in the training field with all the Real Madrid players. Not every day, because they don't have practice every day. Well, I think that they do practice every day, and I'm gonna call Real Madrid and ask them for permission to be there in the training field, because it's really close to my house. So I'm gonna try to be there, and also I'm gonna ask for some Champions League games. I'm gonna ask them permission for being there, and probably I will do something from there. I don't know. I still have to think about it and how I gonna do that, because I need, I don't have the infrastructure. I'm just a super humble YouTuber, right? So I don't have a camera or person that can take care of the sound edition and all the stuff. But I don't know. I'll probably try that. Yeah, I'll probably give it a try and see if that works. Yeah, Matthew Cardosa, what about the potential right back as a backup for Carvajal? Let me tell you something. Since Vinicius Jr. obtained the Spanish passport yesterday, now that we can include the Vinicius Tobias in the La Liga games, I don't think Real Madrid will be will keep pursuing the finding of a right back for next year, because we already have it. I mean, as you know, if you have watched all my videos since the preseason, Ancelotti really fell in love with Vinicius Tobias, and to me, he is going to become the backup for Carvajal in the right back position, right? So we also have to Lucas Vázquez. We have to Lucas Vázquez, Vinicius Tobias, and Dani Carvajal. So I think that we're good. We're good to go. So let's see what happens. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think Real Madrid will keep chasing a right back or something like that. No, I don't think so. We probably have to wait a little bit more, but not too much, man. Not too much, honestly. So let's see. I don't know. Let me bring up all the. I'm gonna update the timeline of Twitter and see what's going on, because apparently there are some people out there that keep speculating with a possible starting 11 tonight. Yeah, this is Marcelo. It was the official presentation of Marcelo with Olympiacos. Yeah, this is some details regarding to the contract and the salary of Robert Lewandowski in Barcelona. Let me tell you something. Joan Laporta, president of FC Barcelona, and also Pini Zahavi, which is the agent of Robert Lewandowski, they signed a very, very weird contract, and some of the Barcelona supporters, I think they are not going to be very happy with all these details, because Lewandowski will sign a super contract. He already has signed a super contract, completely out of the market when it comes to a player up to 30s, right? And he's older than that. He will be 35 and 36, and he will still make about 16 million euros a year. So, yeah. Let me see. This is Marcelo with his kids. What I don't know though is his kids are going to remain in Madrid, because the older one is playing for Real Madrid, and the little one, he goes to my daughter's school. So, and the other day, the first day of school, they were there. So I'm not quite sure if they are going to remain in Madrid. I don't know. Let me see if there's something new. Yeah, well, Tchouaméni is doing great performances. Yeah, so yeah, For now, guys, this is all. I mean, there's nothing new for now. If there's something new, of course, I'll keep you posted and see what happens. And so, yeah, thank you so much for being there, guys, and I'll be back as soon as we have something new. So for now, take care, subscribe my channel, and all this stuff, okay? Bye-bye.